Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. I hope you are having a fantastic day so far. I hope today's been treating you well. In today's video I am going to be talking to you about the 2024 makeup predictions. Now I know that there's been a lot of these online at the minute, but these are my predictions for what I think is going to be sort of in fashion and the trends that we're going to be seeing coming into 2024, and also like brand and product specific predictions, because I want to put these out there before the brands do them so that I can say that I was psychic. And just for reference, it is Sunday the 21st of January, so I was there first. First up, I think that obviously the Pantone colour of the year is peach, and I think that peach blush is going to be everywhere this year, and a lot of people feel the same way. Like the hot pink sort of cold girl makeup is sort of heading out a little bit, and it's more fresh peaches, more of a natural flush to the skin rather than the bright sort of neon colours. The one that I'm wearing today, I did specifically choose this one, is the Collection Soft Glow blush in peach. This is a beautiful option for adding that really soft, peachy flush of colour to the cheeks. And I do think that we're going to be seeing more matte skin, even though this is glowy, but I do feel like the overall look of skin coming into 24 is going to be more matte, but in a more updated way than we saw in 2016. Like everybody is referring to like the heyday of all of the like Instagram makeup looks and like YouTube makeup looks. I feel like although that was a look and that was a vibe and I'm so here for it, that sort of matte skin was very flat and harsh. I do feel like we're going to be getting a more updated, a more modern approach to the skin rather than something that is just completely flat. I do feel like we're going to have more of a soft matte, more of a luminous matte. I feel like a lot of people are over the dewy skin, and I'm one of them. Even though I am a dry skin gal, I do feel like a lot of people are over that completely fresh and completely dewy, verging on sweaty look. I feel like a lot of people still want to look glowy. Don't get me wrong, I still want to look glowy, but I want it to be more of a soft glow, like luminosity from within, rather than something that's just completely like one tone. And sort of similar to that, where we're getting more of an updated version of a previous trend, I do feel like fluffy eyebrows are coming back in, but more natural rather than like the laminated brows that we saw a few years ago, and then we went like thin brows, which I was never on board with. I do feel like we're going more fluffy, more natural, less groomed. I feel like a lot of the trends that I'm seeing coming in are just low maintenance. They're just less. People are over spending so much time on their brows and like carving them out. Nobody's done that for years, but I feel like the fluffier brow, just fluffing them up and setting them in place rather than like blocking them out, and having a softer approach to the brows is also going to be huge. And that also goes for lashes. I feel like the lashes are going to get softer. The lashes are going to still be lengthened, still be volumized, but they're not going to be so rigid. It's going to be more of a natural look. A lot of people are heading out of like falsies and getting lash extensions, things like that. More of a natural approach to the brows and lashes as well. Obviously grungy and like the 90s, early 2000s grungy sort of eye makeup has been like on the runway quite a lot in the last year or so, and I really do feel like that is starting to trickle down. Obviously we have just recently got the Huda Beauty Grunge palette that is all of those grungier cool tones, and the cool tones are sort of still coming in. I feel like we're not at the peak of the cool tones yet. I know a lot of people are still very much on the warm toned hype, me included. I love me a warm toned eye look, but I do feel like we're going to see more. We're going to see more cool tones coming in and more variations of like black and grey as like an eyeshadow look, more smoky but messy and quick and smudgy and grungy. So many looks that I have been seeing that are like trendy are just smudging something and creating a smudgy sort of a look. Eyeliner, like crayon eyeliner, I feel like is going to be huge as well, and that is absolutely like not this year specific. Obviously people use crayon eyeliner all the time, but I do feel like more people are going to be more into it this year. I keep looking down because I have notes. I have been seeing so much about blue. I love blue, don't get me wrong, blue is a staple for me. I love a blue eye look, I love a blue eyeliner, blue eyeshadow, blue everything. I love blue, but I feel like a lot of people are quite intimidated by blue, and a lot of people feel like blue isn't very wearable for them. I don't really give two hoots about wearable. I will wear whatever I want, but I know that a lot of people are like, you can't wear blue if you've got blue eyes. Not true, but I feel like a lot of people will be drawn towards more of the jewel tones, so the burgundies, the emerald green, the navy blue, the deeper, richer tones that feed into the grungy look. You can add a little bit of a grungy vibe to more of the jewel tones, but I feel like more people are feeling attracted to the jewel tones rather than just blue specifically. Now, obviously Maybelline have just launched a blue mascara. They also launched a burgundy one, and I feel like a lot of people are loving that. It's soft, it's beautiful on a lot of different skin tones and eye colours. If you've got blue eyes, a burgundy will always make your eyes pop. That warmth, that depth of like the red tone will look good on so many different eye colours, everything like that, just beautiful. And I do feel like we're going to be seeing more coloured mascaras to lean into this colourful jewel toned trend, but I do feel like it's going to be more smoky and it's going to be more grungy rather than something like the 2016 makeup that we all know and love, that is very detailed and neat. I feel like we're going to see more just smudging and applying a little bit of colour that way. I do also feel like where the grungy makeup is coming in and like the cool tones, we're going to see more metallics. We're going to see like gunmetals, and we're going to see more like from like silver to like a metallic black, and I feel like that will look beautiful. And the different sort of finishes, I feel like we're going to get a lot more metallic finish sort of eyeshadows and eyeliners. I feel like a lot of people are really wanting that, like the progression of finishes, because there's only so much you can do with colour. But I feel like making something exciting with a texture or a finish, so it's slightly more than satin, but it's not chunky like a glitter, it's smooth, it's like a foil. I feel like we're going to see quite a bit of that with, like I say, eyeliner and eyeshadow as well. I do also feel like we're probably going to see quite a lot of duochromes. Obviously the duochrome is still like, we're seeing quite a bit of it, but I do feel like we're going to see more of it, like I say, with the progression of like technology and being able to get those duochrome finishes. I'm also wondering if we're going to see like holographic for highlighters and things for the skin as well. I feel like a holographic or like metallic highlight on the skin will be really, really interesting. And I do feel like where the technology is coming along, we're probably going to see more of that, because it's the sort of thing that we maybe tried to get back in the day. I say back in the day loosely, like 2016 makeup again, but we didn't have the technology to do it without it looking like chunky and a little bit, I don't want to say costumey, but just a little bit childish. I feel like it's going to be a development on what we saw then. It's a lot smoother on the skin, more like it's actually lit from within. Definitely blinding, because I feel like people will want that on top of the more matte finishes, but definitely softer, smoother than we maybe saw previously. And also a lot of things that I was reading online was about a pop of colour, whether that's your nails or your eyeliner or a lipstick. I feel like people are going to choose one area, whether that be nails, lips, eyes, whatever, maybe even blush, something like that, and pop. A pop of colour. I feel like we're going to see more jewel tones, brighter lipsticks, or like a statement liner, or maybe people will do it with the mascara so that it's a little bit more subtle, but it is still a pop, and it's something a little bit more out there, but it is a pop. And I do feel like we're going to see more colour, but in a smudgier way, with it being a bit grungier, and I do feel like it's going to be more of the deeper tones. Or at least I'm hoping so, because I just love the jewel tones. So for the makeup specific predictions, obviously it is around about this time of year that Beauty Bay launch their limited edition 20pan palette. Now last year it was the Retro Love palette. In previous years we have had like limited edition ones that are like the Dark Fantasy and the Love Notes. Like there's been a few different ones that have been in their limited edition ranges, the 20pan palettes. I think that we are going to see something that is monotone in that it is like that Huda Beauty one, but I've got a feeling we're going to see a pop of pastel. I feel like that will be spring, that will be spring appropriate. What I'm envisioning in my head is a 20pan palette still, maybe in a different, slightly different format than the Retro Love, where it's just sort of the, I don't want to say bog standard, but like the usual sort of packaging. I think the packaging will be slightly different, but what I'm sort of envisioning in my head for how the actual colour story is a lot of greys going into the blacks, and then with a few pops of pastel, because I feel like that is spring and that is Valentine's, but it's also in keeping with the trends. We might see some jewel tones, but I'm not sure that they would release that for spring. Maybe for like the autumn release, but definitely thinking that we will see that for the Valentine's Day spring collection. I also think that Beauty Bay are going to launch foundation and concealer this year. I think it is well overdue. I think a lot of people, me included, would want that. I think they would get it so right. I think maybe a tinted moisturiser, but also like a very full coverage concealer. I think that they will definitely do that. And I also think that they will release their liquid blushes, these ones here, in bronzers, but I don't think we'll see that for a while. I think we'll probably see that more coming into the summer. I think that their liquid blush formula is fantastic. A lot of people love it, and I think that they are going to release a bronzer version. Whether or not it's a luminous bronze, I don't know. I'd love a luminous, not like, because these ones are very matte, and I feel like a bronzer coming into 2024 with like the slightly softer skin, I feel like they could definitely do more of a luminous version. Or maybe the blushes, I hadn't thought of that. They could do the blushes in a luminous version. Maybe, I mean, maybe. You heard it here first, I literally just thought of that. I also think that ELF are going to release a bronzer, a liquid bronzer in the CC range, these ones. I think that they're going to do these, but as a liquid bronzer, and trust me, I'm going to be all over that because I absolutely love that formula. And then two things that I wanted to mention here. Flower Beauty, I believe that they are coming back to the UK. We haven't had them for a hot minute, and I miss them. Like, their products are so good. They are releasing so many new products. I want to get my hands on them. And I put a comment, I think it was on Trend Mood. I put a comment on a post on Trend Mood saying, UK girlies, when will we get Flower Beauty? Like, where can I find it? And Flower Beauty replied saying, like, watch this space, basically. And I also heard it on the grapevine that e.l.f. are doing Drunk Elephant debronzy drops, which, who saw that coming? e.l.f. duping a viral product, but I do believe all of that will be happening this year. Hopefully Flower Beauty is like not far away, because honestly the products that they are releasing at the minute I need in my soul. Like their bronzers, their liquid blushes, all of that stuff look incredible. So many US creators are loving them. I need them. And they are my 2024 makeup predictions. Let me know, what do you think we're going to be getting in 2024? What do you think the Beauty Bay Valentine's collection is going to look like? Because I'm excited. I would love to know what your predictions are down below. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. If you are new here, I would love it if you would subscribe down below. I post 3 times a week on a Monday, Wednesday and a Friday. It's always affordable and it's always cruelty free. And if any of these new products come, I will be reviewing them immediately. But until next time, thank you ever so much for watching. Bye.